Yijay did not care about these deaths because he wanted to end them all, but after the deaths disappeared, the plane entered a fierce storm. Unconsciously frightened, Yijay put on a life jacket and buckled his seatbelt when the flight attendant came to tell him it was just turbulence. After a few minutes of shaking, the plane stabilized and the flight attendant left Yijay alone. Still confused, Yijay starts looking around and realizes that he is in the body of a very rich person. Suddenly, a glowing pebble entered his mind, informing him of details about the person he possessed. This guy is the CEO of the big company that Yijay applied for, and he has been rich his whole life. Taeyu is his older brother, and they have competed since childhood about everything, including who should run the company. All his hard work helped him gain his father's approval, and he was eventually chosen to become the new CEO. Yijay is very satisfied with this lifestyle and decides to keep it, but at that moment an engine explodes. The plane begins to land at high speed and Yijay has to dodge all the sliding furniture before returning to his seat to fasten his seatbelt. The pilot tried to control the plane, but to no avail, and the fire spread, creating a hole in the side of the plane that sucked in the pilot and flight attendant. Yijay could only watch as an explosion caused the entire plane to catch fire, and he was soon burned to death. Yijay then wakes up in a dark room, which is now a sterile area with a creepy glowing door and a desk for the Grim Reaper. On this table, a clock counts down Yijay's remaining lives. As Death loads a bunch of bullets into the gun, he explains a few things. The souls of these bodies are dead, so Yijay didn't take their lives. He just gave these bodies a chance second meeting. If he doesn't survive all of them, he will go to hell, and Death decides to give him a taste. She grabs Yijay and takes him behind the door, where he sees unspeakable horror. When Death eliminated him, Yijay collapsed and went back to the beginning. He doesn't understand what he did to deserve going to hell, so Death says it's his fault for finding her before she could find him. She also reveals that depending on his actions, if he survives in one of the 12 bodies, he can avoid going to hell. Yijay decides he will finally try to survive, and Death shoots him to send him to a second life. He finds himself falling from a plane in his new body wearing a tracksuit but without a parachute. When he panicked, he saw 3 other men jumping after him and carrying cameras. A man grabbed him to help him, and at that moment the glowing pebble entered his mind. This body belongs to an adrenaline junkie who loves extreme sports and has completed many crazy challenges, earning him 4 Guinness World Records. Today, he took on a challenge that involved diving thousands of miles above sea level without a parachute to land on a safety net. The event is broadcast on national television, and if he succeeds, the sponsor will give him $3 billion in cash. The sponsor's souvenir has a picture of a guy playing with a lighter. The idea of such money makes Yijay want to take on the challenge, so he pushes the assistant away and begins to fall at high speed. The body lost its original soul but retained its abilities, so Yijay felt confident and even excited. When he finally reached his destination, he missed the net and fell to the ground, dying instantly. Yijay reappears in the dark room, saying it's unfair to be considered a sinner because he didn't hurt anyone by killing himself. Death calls him selfish because he cannot say that he hurts others and shoots him to send him to the third life.